Spiritual Sunday with Ace, Beings of Light. Thanks for being here with me. Little Beethoven there. Sometimes I get into that mode and I have just a swirl of energies just running through me right now. Today, I want to share with you just a viewpoint of the awakening process, some of the things before, some of the things after. I'll use my personal story because I'm just being led. I can remember a time in my life where things were just falling apart. I mean, literally everything. Hopefully, the volume is better. Something told me to check my volume, and sure enough, the volume was super low. But I remember a time in my life where things were just falling apart. And I did not know then that was the beginning of my awakening, which is really the pre awakening stage where you just start to have more awareness and you start to recognize everything that's taking place around you. What I do remember is I played a lot of victim back then, and I played a lot of the blame game. So if you find yourself in this stage where you're perhaps blaming, where you're perhaps feeling sorry for yourself, but at the same time being aware of everything that's going on with you, just know that this is part of the process, part of the beginning stages of the awakening process. Do not be fooled by those that claim that they've arrived. We never do. But the first trigger point is self awareness, awareness of everything that's happening around you, awareness of things that you're feeling inside, and a collision course, which ultimately puts you on this road, this discovery to really knowing yourself. This is how it normally starts. It doesn't start with anything pretty. It normally starts with catastrophe. It normally starts with inner pain. It normally starts with turmoil. It starts with that awareness. And so I would ask you to just be gentle with yourself as you're going through this stage. Understand it's normal. Understand that there's nothing wrong with you. It's your time. And there are different phases of it. It's different phases. Mine was brutal, very brutal, because I was unhappy, massively frustrated, um, toxic thinking, no love for self. Just, I checked off every characteristic of an individual that just hit rock bottom, every characteristic. And that's why it's so easy for me to relate when I see other people going through some of the things that they're going through, because I recognize the phases within them that I went through and that I continue to go through. But then there comes a point in the next phase where you start to recognize that everything runs through you. You start to recognize that there are no coincidences. You start to recognize that you are no longer a victim. You start to recognize that you are the creator of your reality. And in this phase, it's a little unique because it's kind of like an aha moment where you recognize that you are and have been so empowered. It's kind of like you wake up one day and you recognize that, wow, all of this is based on me, what I'm thinking, what I'm being, my example. It could be a very scary phase because you sit with the understanding that you've had this power all this time, and it's very easy to go back and look at so many situations in your life and ask, well, why didn't I know that then? And that's normally the trap that you want to stay away from. You want to take this new awareness, this new understanding, this new power, which you've always had, it's just new to you, and you want to embrace it. You want to sit with it. And then you want to move forward, setting the intention. You want to move forward, just monitoring what you're thinking, how you're thinking. This is normally the time where we recognize that certain people that have been around us are no longer in alignment with us. You may have heard the term setting boundaries and people letting go of people and eliminating the individuals and the situations that no longer serve you. In that, however, you also have to recognize where sometimes it's not about the elimination of everyone that's around you. You weren't put here on this planet to be a loner, let's just say, to be by yourself. You do have your tribe. You have to identify the tribe. You have to identify those individuals that are pouring into you. So while you are cleaning house, so to speak, cleaning your energetic aura and working to get in more alignment, you also have to be accepting. And what do I mean by that? Well, sometimes the universe has individuals in our lives to teach us different things. So just because you may not agree with my viewpoint on something does not necessarily mean that I should be eliminated from your tribe. It may be the universe teaching you acceptance, and acceptance in a way where you hold your truth within you while allowing me to hold my truth within me, and we operate in the same space. Not all the times, but sometimes. I see some people just cutting everybody out of their lives because if someone disagrees with them, it brings about pain within them. And that may not necessarily be pain, it may just be an illusion. It may be the opportunity for you to learn or grow through something. Nevertheless, you want to take this time and you want to go within. You want to spend more time with self. You want to explore more about who you are and recognize that there are levels to this. There are levels to this growth in who you are. You never really arrive. There are levels. There's some things that you will transcend into very easily while you will continue to work through other things. But I want to encourage you this Sunday to recognize that you are valuable, you're special. You didn't come to this planet without meaning, without divine purpose. And you are always supported. You have to just make yourself available. Self love is one of the hardest things that you'll learn because when you came here, you were stripped from it as you grew up, as you were told to be limited. It's one of the reasons why I have a self love series that I'm working on and conducting right now. Because I recognize that in our upbringing, we were forced to let go of who we are authentically. So you came here with purpose, you came here with meaning, you came here with value, you came here to contribute to humanity. So you're not here by chance. And remind yourself of that when you feel those moments in your life where you feel low, where you feel challenged, where you feel absolutely abandoned, when you feel disconnected. For years, I've had to rely on my spirit guides, my guardian angels. I've had to, in a way, train myself to listen and to feel when they've been communicating with me. And they communicate in many different ways. Just ask them to show you, ask them to give you signs. Right around 2015, 2016 is when I started seeing all the 111s and the 1111s and the 911s and the 222s and the 333s. Many different ways. It could be a sign, it could be a license plate number. There's so many signs and signals that they are using to communicate with us. We just have to be open. We have to be aware. We have to continue to spend more time with ourselves. And I would also ask you to consider to spend time with yourself in silence, deep silence. It's in this silence that you can hear clearer. It's in this silence you can hear the universe running in the background. And one of the biggest lessons that I'm learning right now is to be okay with where I am in this moment. To not burden myself with what did not take place in my past and to not concern myself with what's to come in my future. Just be in the moment and know that you're exactly where you need to be. I'm going to close with this analogy or concept. If you are an eternal being, meaning that you will always exist, and it may not be in this vehicle of a body that you're in now, but the light aspect of you, because we are all light beings. So if you have always existed and you will always continue to exist, and that you are here on this planet having a physical experience, but when you leave this planet, you carry on somewhere else in the universe, or you decide to come back, I want you to allow that to simmer within yourself, that and get some understanding that there is no race. There's nothing to rush to. And it's helped me to accept a lot better that, okay, I'm going to be okay with where I am right now. Yes, I have dreams. I have things that I aspire to accomplish and to do. They're goals that I choose for myself. That is the natural feeling of creators, to create. But I'm also good with what I'm creating in this moment. I'm good with creating this video with you and being here with you. I'm good with where I am right now. And I'm going to continue to trust in myself and trust in the process, and not be distracted by everything else that's going on. You have to have more faith in you. You have to have more faith in who you are being. You have to have more faith in who you are becoming. There's no better or worse. There's no left behind. There's no first to the finish line. It's just you. And you are uniquely who you are. And there's no one on the planet that can do it quite the way you do it. And when you grab that internal concept about who you are, and when you recognize that and you start to align with that, then things magically start to take place in your life. Thank you for being here with me. I'm definitely I'll check my comments and respond to those. This isn't one of those type of videos where I wanted it to be interactive. I just felt I had a message that I had to get out. I think I'll continue to do these every Sunday. Just come here and just spend a few minutes with you and to speak from the heart, to just give you a message that has been internally guided by my spirit guides and the entities that are working with me. Know that you're loved. Draw on that understanding that you were created with purpose. Go easy with yourself. And know that you're never alone. Love and respect, and I'll talk to you soon.